Hey guys, Enzo Flojo here, and this is the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast, the only show that brings you the latest scoop on everything basketball here in the Philippines. Whether you're a diehard fan, a casual observer, or just looking for some good old-fashioned hoop talk, you've come to the right place. So whether you're a fan of the PBA, the UAAP, the NCAA, Gilas, or any other league in the Philippines, we've got you covered. And if you're just discovering the exciting world of Philippine basketball, we're here to guide you through every dunk, crossover, three-pointer, and controversial college transfer. So get ready to be entertained, informed, and inspired as we delve into the world of Philippine basketball. This is the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast. Let's talk some hoops.
Alat. Maalat ang umaga. Alright, this is Enzo Flojo, and this is the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast. This is a quick reaction to contrasting results from yesterday's 2023 Southeast Asian Games in Phnom Penh, Cambodia matches that were played by Gilas Women against Singapore. And then you had Gilas Men with the highly anticipated, really hyped up matchup against a retooled, a reinforced, if you want to say it, import-laden, if you want to say it, Cambodia squad in Phnom Penh. Of course, if you watch the games, if you follow the live stats, if you followed social media, then you probably know that Gilas Women had an easy win. Well, I'm not going to call it an easy win, but they had a convincing win over Singapore. They had some shaky moments in the first half, but they did win eventually by a convincing margin. It was night and day, however. If you talk about the Gilas Men, after maybe the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game against Cambodia, our Gilas Men just, shot blanks. We didn't play as sharply as, I guess, we had hoped and maybe we had expected. And Cambodia, all their players, all their marquee players saw action yung tinago nila in that first game. In their first game, nilabasan nila ngayon against Gilas Men as expected. There were some antics on the sidelines from their coach, and it was a heated affair. Definitely, Filipinos felt very strongly about maybe how unfair Cambodia stacked the deck in their favor. Everything within the rules, however. So we'll talk about that after the whole tournament's over. But Cambodians are pretty happy. I mean, based on the reactions on social media, based on the cheers when you were watching the live stream, they were not booing their guys. They were happy that they won, and they're gonna bask in that glory as they should. So let's get down to the games first. I'll share my screen here. Okay, so we'll talk about the good stuff first. Okay, Gilas Women doing really, really well yesterday. They got their second win in a row. They're now, in terms of the points system and the team standings, they're sitting at number 3 in the team standings. Remember, they started their campaign a day later than everyone else. On day 1 of the women's tournament, that was the rest day for Gilas Women. That's why they've only played 2 games for now. So they're at 2-0. They're sitting behind Idol Indonesia at 3-0, Malaysia second place at 2-1. So it was a very, very good game for the Philippines. We had a shaky first half, I would say. We led by 11 after the first quarter. Singapore actually won the second quarter. We were up 45-38 at the halftime. Then we just, opened things up in the very pivotal third quarter. We outscored them by 17, broke the game open, and coasted to that 31-point win over the Singaporeans. And, top players from our end, Ella Fajardo continues to really, really impress. Remember, last year in Vietnam, she wasn't really among the main scoring options. She was a defensive dynamo, a playmaking threat. But right now, Ella Fajardo has really been a revelation in terms of scoring. Okay, 11 points for her. Not the best percentages, 4 out of 11 from the field, but we love the three triples. Okay, we love to see that. 3 triples from Ella Fajardo, 4 triples from Kate Castillo, CC, Camille Clarin with 2 triples of her own. As a team, we shot a dozen threes. We made a dozen threes. 34% shooting percentage from beyond the arc. So definitely very, very good on our part. And, we out-rebounded Singapore as expected. We have Jack Animam there. We have Claire Castro there. So that wasn't a big surprise. We out-rebounded them by 27 rebounds, forced 20 turnovers. I'm pretty sure, knowing Coach Pat, he's not too happy about this number though. The 16 turnovers that we gave up to Singapore. Remember, after this game against Singapore, it's going to be a gauntlet for Gilas Women. No? Today, we take on Indonesia at 1 p.m. local time. So in the Philippines, it's about 2 p.m., I think. Then we take on Vietnam tomorrow. And then the day after that, we take on Thailand and then Malaysia. So that's a 4-day gauntlet for Gilas Women. I hope our conditioning is good enough so that we can go all out in every game, because we can't afford to coast or cruise. There are no easy games here. Okay, today against Indonesia, they're undefeated. They have Kim Pierre-Louise leading the way for Indonesia, and they've been doing pretty well. I mean, Indonesia beat Malaysia by 28 points. Okay, yesterday, and they've been doing really well. Talking about the Indonesian. So again, Kim Pierre-Louise is the girl to watch here. I mean, she had 18 points, 7 rebounds in that win over Malaysia. They've got Alexis Payton. Okay, I haven't really been able to see her play, but I'm not sure if she's naturalized. Maybe she is as well. 16 points, 16 rebounds for her. So, it's been a very, very dangerous Indonesian team we're seeing here. You know what? Let's see. I'm curious all of a sudden. Okay. So Alexis, I think she is a naturalized player based on the FIBA Euro Cup Women website. Her nationality is American. She plays in Belarus actually. So that's gonna be tough to go up against her. So we have Indonesia with multiple naturalized imports as well. So that's gonna be very interesting to see. But Gilas Women, they're well coached. They're, I think, still the deepest team in the whole field, and they're very motivated to win the three-peat. So that's going to be huge for today. I think Gilas Women is still favored, but the dangerous thing with the women's tournament is this is round robin. So if Gilas loses today against Indonesia in the women's tournament, Indonesia will be at 4-0. Philippines will be at 2-1, and we've still yet to play teams like Vietnam, Thailand, and Malaysia. Indonesia, they've beaten Vietnam, they've beaten Thailand, and they've beaten Malaysia already. So if they beat Gilas Women today and they're going to be 4-0, the only teams they're going to face are Cambodia, Singapore, whom they should beat quite easily, and that's it. So today is the gold medal game for Indonesia. I think they're going to beat Cambodia. They should. But if Indonesia wins today, you know what? Man, this is dangerous. If Indonesia wins today, in the women's side, I think they're going to win gold. And I think that's it for our three-peat dreams for Gilas Women. So that's I'm just realizing this now. So this is huge for Gilas Women. Holy heck. Yeah, this is huge for Gilas Women. So hopefully they win. Next. So moving over to the men's side, again, we lost yesterday, so we're now out 1-1 in Group A, talking about the Philippines, Gilas Men. Cambodia is at 2-0. Now, if you asked me 2 weeks ago if this was a realistic scenario, absolutely not. But when we found out that Cambodia had a few naturalized players and a few Cambodian Americans on their squad, then all of a sudden it's not very surprising. Okay? And I think this is the first time Cambodia's men's team has ever beaten a Philippine national men's team in any international tournament. So that's historic for the Cambodians. It was an 11-point win for Cambodia. We lost that first quarter by 12, lost the next two quarters as well. We won the fourth quarter, 21-13, but by then, Cambodia was kind of coasting already. So let's look at the live stats for this. Now, in my previous episode, I said that I was afraid if we got out-rebounded and outshot from long distance, that we would play from behind. And I think that's exactly what happened here. If you look at the team stats, all right. So we got outshot from beyond the arc. We only had 5 threes in this game. Cambodia had 12. In terms of free throw shooting, ito sobrang alat, diba? We only shot 7 of 16 from the line. So Cambodia could afford to foul us, and they could be very confident in the fact we could hit our free throws. Rebounding, we lost that. We were -5 in rebounding as well. Turnovers, we didn't force a lot, only 14 to be completely honest. So it was terrible. And we actually outscored them in the paint, 40-28. Okay, we had 12. We were +3 in second chance points as well. But that was offset by our deficiency in rebounding, in free throws, and deficiency in 3-point shooting as well. We still had a chance to win in the fourth quarter, but with Justin Brownlee just visibly gassed, Chris Newsome not playing at 100%, #linoleum floor, we couldn't do it. We just couldn't do it. If you look at the shot chart, of Gilas here, okay, just focus on Gilas. So many X marks from beyond the arc right there. It's clear what our game plan was, right? Layups or threes, and that's reflected in the shot chart. If you look at our shot chart for Gilas Women, it's actually a little bit more varied, and definitely a lot more shots were made from long distance. Okay? And, that's really going to be the name of the game for most games internationally. You don't hit your threes. If you don't hit your threes and you don't have the advantage in size, you are going to be in very big trouble. Unless you get a lot of free throws and you hit them, and unless you force the other team to a lot of turnovers, which we didn't do. Okay? So we didn't hit our threes. We didn't hit our free throws. We did not out-rebound Cambodia, and we didn't force a lot of turnovers. Because of those 4 factors, objectively, statistically, analytically speaking, we lost this game. Okay? If just 2 of those factors go our way, if we make 90% of our free throws and we out-rebound them, this would be a completely different game. If we out-rebound them and force 20 turnovers, this would be a completely different game. But that's all speculative already. Okay? Yung tinago ng Cambodia dito, si Darren Dorsey, so he did not play a single minute against Singapore. He's a team captain. He played 32 minutes here. That's what I was afraid of. Okay? Na tinago siya, and no matter how you scout him, if you don't see him on 5-on-5 play in person in that tournament, it's going to be a challenge preparing or scheming against him. And everything went through him. He was the focal point of the offense against the Philippines yesterday. And that's why the way they played yesterday is completely different from how they played Singapore. Because the point of attack is different. The pace was different. Okay, the two-man game up top was very, very different. Okay, because of how this guy played. Dorsey, top scorer, 22 points. 50% from the field, 5 3-pointers for him. And a number of those threes he hit with a hand on his face. Okay, 4 rebounds, but 7 assists. And 3 turnovers only, 2 steals for Dorsey. So he was, for me, the X factor. So I don't want to give credit to Coach Harry Savaya, but I got to, objectively speaking. Okay. tinago niya si Darren Dorsey. We saw him play a 3x3, but 3x3 is different from 5-on-5. Tinago niya against Singapore. He unleashed him against the Philippines. We had a hard time against him. But if we meet him again in the finals, I think we can stop him. I'm sure Coach Chot, Coach Josh, Coach Jong, Coach Tim, they will be able to come up with a scheme to slow him down if we meet them again in the finals. And I think there's a chance we will. Okay? Now, if you look at the, articles written, obviously, we were it was a loss. We were not happy about it. Okay? And again, I want to highlight this one. Okay? Cambodia rose to 2-0, much to the delight of the home crowd. So, a lot of us want Cambodia's fans to not like the fact they're winning. But winning fixes many things. Some Cambodians probably hate the fact that they're using 3, 4, 5 imports on their team. But it's clear, based on the streams we're seeing and the reactions online, that a big chunk of their fan base does not mind at all because they're winning. Okay? Is that a good thing when winning justifies everything? I mean, philosophically, morally, absolutely not. But in the real world where, your medals, your wins, that's your main currency, then winning fixes many things. If we're being completely honest about the reality of sports, of basketball in particular. All right? Now, one guy who was not happy was the main patron of SBP, okay, Manny Pangilinan. This image, of course, is not from the SEA Games, but he probably looked even worse after watching the games yesterday. Okay. So Manny Pangilinan had this tweet, "What a disgraceful game for Gilas. An ignominious defeat which will be etched deeply in infamy," kind of reusing or rehashing a quote from, I think it was President Teddy Roosevelt, who kind of famously used that term infamy, diba? After Pearl Harbor was bombed, a day in infamy. So I'm not sure if Boss MVP, consciously referenced or alluded that, but that's how it felt to me. SBP, this for me was the really surprising thing. So you have MVP. Let's go to the tweet itself. You have MVP kind of explicitly calling out his own organization, SBP. What happened? Okay, and you look at the metrics here. So many retweets, so many quotes, so many likes, so many bookmarks already. I mean, let's look at reactions here from Nardi Madrasto. It's water under the bridge. Gilas really played awful. That's true. Despite having imports, Cambodia is beatable. That's also true. Gilas has to shape up, win their last 3 games, take home the gold. Gonna be easier said than done. We have Nars Jen saying, "Ask yourself, sir, why is Chot still there?" I mean, I'm not sure that's really the main issue right now. And I'm pretty sure Coach Chot, Coach Tim, Coach Jong, they're going to make adjustments. They will. Okay? From Gino Rufino, one of our top sports media guys in the Philippines, lack of preparation is an issue. I completely agree. I mean, even if we had Kai, AJ, Dwight, even if we had maybe Remy Martin, maybe even Jordan Clarkson, we would still have a tough time because any team you put together with only about a week's preparation, just not going to play really, really well. Okay? Gino thinks the 2014 World Cup team would have beaten them. Absolutely. Definitely. I think I agree with that. Okay? From Silent D00, he says, "Di excuse yung 6 na imports kasi naniwala akong kayang talunin yun. Pinakamalaking factor dyan yung climate at yung flooring." So, climate's a factor. Biggest factor? I don't think so. Flooring a factor? I think so. Yeah. Our players look like they're thinking twice while running, especially Justin Brownlee. He's not his usual self. Now, I don't think Brownlee's 100%. Is he fully healthy? I'm not so sure. He's certainly not playing active. He's not playing like he's 100%. From D. Koros, all teams are playing under the same conditions, and the Cambodia imports are not dominating. We just have to accept we lost. finger pointing won't do us any good. Now, this is an interesting. This is not about the results anymore. This next comment is about the coverage already. Paul Paraizo says, "Pakiayos na lang muna ang coverage, sir. Alam nyo bang sa YouTube kami nanonood ng live courtesy of Vietnam? Pwede naman sa Facebook or YouTube live natin. Disgraceful din coverage ng SEA Games like we never learned from the Tokyo Olympics." I kind of agree. I don't know about you. I'm not subscribed to Signal Play. The user experience on Signal Play, for me, not very high quality. And if I can watch for free on YouTube, on Facebook, even if what I'm watching is not Tagalog or English, that user experience for me is still better. And that's why I'm watching for free on YouTube and on Facebook. All right? The user experience is just better. That's it. People will pay for high-level user experience, but if they can find good user experience for free, then they're definitely gonna flock to that, right? Anyway, so another article here. So Coach Chot offers no excuses for the loss to Cambodia. Totoo naman, no? I mean, I'm sure, knowing Coach Chot, Coach Jong, Coach Tim, and all the other coaches on that staff, they know that we could have won that game if we shot better from beyond the arc, better from the line, if we forced more turnovers, and if we out-rebounded the opponents. And those are the things you're going to harp on as well. So no excuses. Now this guy right here, okay, he just painted a huge target on his back, as if it wasn't big enough, right? So he just painted a huge target on his back. Whomever they face in the semis, that's probably going to be Thailand. I mean, Thailand's going to want to beat this guy. And whoever they face in the finals, I hope it's Gilas. It could be Indonesia, but I hope it's Gilas. They're going to really want to beat this guy as well. I mean, he knows the deck is stacked in his team's favor. And him acting like this is just making things much worse for his team. So he just painted a big target on his back. But I think he's the type of guy who thrives in that sort of situation. He's like, okay, come at me, try to beat me. But if you don't beat me, I'm going to gloat like heck. I'm going to gloat AF. And that's what he did. All right. I'm not sure I appreciate that. I guess this is my Filipino side coming alive already. But I hope we meet them again in the finals, and I hope we beat their ass. I hope we beat their asses, and I hope that, our coaches are too good for this. But if we face Cambodia again, let's say in the gold medal game, and if we beat them, I hope that Coach Chot, Coach Tim, Coach Jong, I hope they kind of gloat on this guy also. They're probably not going to do that because they're too noble and too honorable to do that. But I kind of hope that'd be so satisfying if they do. Okay? Because this guy, man, this guy, I hate his guts right now. So there you go. So there, big game today for Gilas Women. Again, if Gilas Women loses today against Indonesia, we can probably kiss that gold medal, that three-peat goodbye. So we have to win today, and I hope Gilas will beat Singapore, win in the semis, and then beat Cambodia in the finals. All right? So whatever happens, support Gilas. If you like this content, you're going to like our future episodes as well. Next episode drops tomorrow. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, share with your friends as well. Mabuhay ang Philippine basketball. Mabuhay tayong lahat.
Again, thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed creating it. So don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Also, feel free to leave a comment because we love that engagement. And who knows, maybe your comment might be featured next. You can also read my stuff on clutchpoints.com, Tiebreaker Times, and of course, FIBA.basketball. Follow me on Twitter @HoopNut or Instagram @TheHoopNut for more content and updates. Until next time, keep betting on yourself, shooting your shot, and seizing the moment. Mabuhay ang Philippine basketball.